The world has been the shopping ground for fish for the Mediterranean tank and the new Coral Seas display. It's a quest that's taken curator Juan tens of thousands of miles. For this trip, it's tropical Sri Lanka off the southeastern tip of India.
In rough seas, Ellen MacArthur began her bid to break the speed record for sailing alone around the world. Ellen circumnavigated the globe alone before. 3 years ago, she became the fastest female to do the journey solo in the Vendée Globe event.
How can it change? Yesterday it was like glass. Today it's like the roaring 40s out there. Well, then we've got a problem now. Yeah. Because the target is the Turk's Head at St Agnes, which is only over there. But there's no way anyone's going in a boat to St Agnes in this condition.
Now, this is one of my favourite pubs in the whole wide world, largely because it's got the best location of all.
We might be some time.
Yeah, so probably got the best of the weather there.
Lovely out there. A bit more fresh air. You wanted me to put that anchor down, didn't you?
Without actually getting it doesn't get much better than this. Well, it does actually, because lunch arrives.
Well, I must admit, I had...
Now you're talking.
Fantastic, mate.
Look at that. What a job.
Oh, I say.
Now that looks pretty darn fine.
Splendid.
Take a stand up here. Take a grip. Take a good look through that thing. Starboard 35. Big ship in hand. Here, 255. This is the throttle. This is very similar to the accelerator of your car. Set both levers ahead, 100.
Set both levers ahead, 100.
This is the control room now, okay? This is one of our periscopes. If you just want to have a look through, just put your hands either side, okay? And just look through the eyepieces and prepare binoculars.
Periscope on switch. Investigate the bearing 065. Stand by, T-LAM engagement.
Ship control, correct.
Time of launch, 20 seconds. Captain SEO permission to re-establish counterfire weapon and fire check. Time of launch in 10 seconds. Allow fire.
Hello, good morning from a little bit of Britain which, with its exotic flora and fauna and its clear blue waters, could be mistaken, even in February, for some far-flung island paradise. Welcome to Countryfile from the Isles of Scilly. Well, here I am at the end of February in a field filled with flowers. In fact, this is almost the end of this particular crop of narcissi. While the campaign goes on to get an abattoir, the pickers work hard in all weathers to gather in the harvest. And some flowers that aren't suitable for export are finding a new market in the shed. I brought you some flowers, Pete.
Oh, you shouldn't have, John. Thank you, thanks.
But you turn them into perfume, don't you?
That's right, yeah. Actually make the flower heads into a perfume.
So how many flowers would it take to make a bottle of eau de toilette?
Well, a bottle that size, which is 100 ml, will take about 1,200 flowers, actual individual flowers, not the bunches, but individuals.
Yeah, just a few drops of this lot, then.
It would be for that, yeah.
And there are so many different varieties of narcissi, aren't there? Any ones that are particularly good for perfume?
Yeah, I mean, out of all the scented narcissi here on the Scillies, I mean, one of the best is this one here, which is Solidor, the Golden Sun. And also we have here Paper White. That's a really nice early flower. Those two are particularly good in perfume.
And they have a very strong smell, don't they? Do you have to tone it down?
Yes, we do. They're very, very pungent. And when we actually physically put them into the solvent, we actually have to dilute the solvent to actually get a very, very strong, very coloured, scented Absolute, which actually, when it's actually taken down inside our evaporator with the solvent, it ends up as a concrete like this, which is the raw material.
That doesn't look anything like perfume, does it?
Then that's actually diluted again, and that's actually then used in a liquid form like that and blended with other oils into an eau de toilette.
The French Polynesian island of Tahiti, with its white sand beaches, vibrant marine life, rugged mountains, and colorful history, is one of the most beautiful and scenic places on Earth. But Tahiti is also one of the best locations on the planet to score big waves, and one of the holy grails of world surfing, Teahupo'o, is located in the French Polynesian waters. Due to this and other world-class surf spots, Tahiti was chosen as the first destination for the O'Neill Mission, an all-new free surf event in which 8 surfers board a luxury yacht in a week-long quest to explore the beauty and waves of Tahiti and its surrounding islands.
Let's get it out of the way early on. Yes, Butterley is just utterly, well, buttery. That's because that's what it's named after. And I know because the expert invited me in for coffee.
You're head of history at Plymouth. You're obviously the man in the know. Why is Butterley called Butterley?
Well, it's probably derives from the Saxon butter, as in butter, and Lee, place. And it was probably a place of butter, or the parish, a dairy parish, and derived its name from that.
So, a dairy area and a tiny place. Only about 40 people live here, but it has a huge heart, a vibrant community, and very much an eye on the outside world.
We have our world awareness over there, where we're keen on keeping people some sense of what goes on in the outside world as well. And that is, we have a different theme each month with individual little profile stories, and we pray for that person each week.
Well, despite what Jill says, walking around, you really do feel as if you've stepped back in time, that the modern world is a world away, although that does pose some problems.
Rural transport's a bit of a problem for some people. Most people here have got a vehicle of some sort anyway. Those that haven't, there's usually someone who'll give them a lift, you know. And if there's any problems, any crisis or anything, there's always somebody ready and willing to help out in whatever way they can, which I think is good for any community, really.
And there is a welcoming sense of community in Butterley, even for newcomers. This is how it feels to live here.
Charming, friendly.
It's like having your own family. It's a very, very large family, and coming into your own front room, because that's what it feels like. They're just so nice. I'm glad to come home.
Well, you can't argue with that.